Creep is one of my favorite songs ever, and I've actually done quite a few videos on the vocal approach of Thom Yorke, as well as a study on how to make songs like Creep your own. This song has been covered so much, and a lot of the covers are not all that great. But for whatever reason, many of you have been asking me to go over this cover. Oh, Hayley Reinhart, American Idol. Okay. From the way that you guys have talked about this, I think I will really enjoy it.
When you were here before, you couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel.
Her trails are just beautiful. She's using this breath pressure balance, da, 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 where it almost sounds like an intimate whisper, but she's able to keep the sustain on the notes and join this pleasing vibrato at the same time. Singing quietly without sounding boring is way harder than singing really loud and not being boring. This is a beautiful voice, a beautiful voice.
You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry.
Cry. How she's modifying, slanting, using those vowels as she's trailing off on the note and entering her vibrato. It's very synergistic. Oh, what a wonderful sound.
You float like a feather.
Billie Eilish does this very well too.
In a beautiful world, I wish I was special. You're so very special, but I'm a creep.
Oh!
I'm a weirdo.
Yes, yes.
What the hell am I doing here?
Wow.
I don't belong here.
Okay, we have to go back and unpack all the things she's doing with her voice there. They kept the melody the same. They changed the timing. They're making changes and making it their own in all the right ways, I think. And yeah, you're getting me started on all the cool things she's doing with her voice too here. Lots and lots.
Special, but I'm a creep.
She was going from this very almost compressed whisper sound, and then she goes into a pingier sound here as she holds out the E vowel, but she doesn't go all into the ping. There's still some restraint. She's stepping up the intensity. Notice no breathiness. Creep! But there's this pingy. There's a little bit of witchiness to it. Then there's a little sigh after the note. She's not locking herself into this posture. There's a release, which we want to hear, and it points back to what she was doing earlier with this restful, sort of subdued, almost pent-up sort of sound. Then she gives us more. Right? Really witchy. She's got this range. Then that wonderful distortion. This is not a fry distortion. Lots of people just sort of generalize, oh, I want to learn how to sing with vocal fry. What they're really talking about is compression-based or false chord-based distortion. Fry sort of sound. Fry. It's a loose kind of distortion. It's very pretty. It's just not what's being used here. And it's a distortion that happens with the involvement of the primary vocal cords. This is a distortion being built on top of the primary vocal cords. Hey, yeah, as opposed to hey, yeah. That's fry distortion versus yeah, which is a compression or false chord-based distortion. And that's what we hear her going into right here. Now she closes her mouth right there. Oh. Sighing. Oh.
What the hell am I doing here?
Just beautiful. We hear her slanting that vowel. It's not what the hell am I doing here? It's and then sighing in and out of those transitions. Again, not locking it into one thing. She's not yelling at us. She's sighing at us. There's this volatility and vulnerability because she's letting her voice travel into so many different postures, positions, and intensities. And then she ended on some fry. I don't belong here. Yes, that's the fry distortion. And she's using both in really subtle and masterful ways. Wow, wow, wow.
I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control.
Have control. Two things. Notice how she almost has this delayed hard onset thing. Have. It's not a gradual thing from her H. It's this sort of, they call it this sort of the smoker's onset, where you have lots of air before a hard onset. I really like that sound, and it fits totally with this vibe. I've heard her do both, so I don't think this is an onset that's happening because she has any sort of vocal damage. It's just it's part of her amazing coordination and command over her voice. Then, also notice how she manipulates her vocal weight of her voice.
I wanna have control.
I wanna have control. Oh. I'm exaggerating it, but we have this this belted pinged sound, and then over the same note, over the same word, we end up in a vibratoed head voice. Control. It's not control or control. It's both. Control. Yeah. This kind of coordination comes about by being able to sing lots of notes in lots of different registrations with lots of different placements. And it allows you to be dynamic over a single pitch and a single word. And it's beautiful and engaging. If you'd like help doing some of this stuff with your own voice, but you're not quite sure where to start, I can help you. Click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free singing course. I'll help you pull from vocal performances you love, try things with your own voice, and discover things you never thought you could actually do. Pinned comment, video description, free course. See you there.
I wanna have control. I want the perfect body. Want a perfect soul.
So that was cool. Slanting those vowels and manipulating, sort of making up words almost. What an instrument she has.
And I want you to know it.
I want you to know.
When I'm not around, you're so very special. Yeah, I wish I was special.
Listen to the placement modification. She's here. She's here. It's the acting and everything, right? Her whole body is her voice. That's why she can be so engaged. And great vocalists never stand still. They're an entire group of characters that come in and out of each other.
Want a perfect soul. And I want you to.
Yeah, I mean, have you tried? If you're a singer, have you? And I want you to notice. Have you been that extreme in your experimentation with the possibilities in your voice? She's doing it. Why is it good for her to do it, but we are all too self-conscious to try these weird sort of cartoon character things with our voice? That's what this is. This is borderline cartoon, but it is so pleasant to listen to.
On a perfect soul, and I want you to know it.
So playful.
When I'm not around.
You might be saying too, like, well, of course, she's got a beautiful basic tone to her voice, just a naturally beautiful voice. And that's why she can, be all playful and do these things that are a little, borderline goofy sounding. If I did it with someone who just naturally has a horrible voice, then I will sound terrible all the time. I want to encourage you to think a little differently. I will assert that it is because she's being willing to be playful with her voice, and has been for years, decades, that she has discovered attributes of her voice that are pretty and beautiful. And then she can lean into those, and then lean into the ugly, and then lean into the pretty, and then lean into the... But you never discover the pretty if you're not willing to embrace the ugly. Never. I say that from years and years and years of coaching vocalists. You have to embrace the ugly before you even discover the pretty.
You're so very special. Yeah, I wish I was special, but I'm a creep.
Epiglottis. Cookie. That's that kind of distortion. That's different than the false chord distortion, different than the fry distortion. Very different coordinations. She's got it all. They typically call that a growl. I'm a creep. Notice how she's sort of swallowing that note. If she stayed in that posture, she'd sound ridiculous. But it's just part of the palette.
But I'm a creep.
She brought herself out of it. Creep! Yes! There's the She used the epiglottal distortion and the false chord distortion right next to each other. So awesome.
What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Oh man. The way she swelled into those notes there.
I don't belong here.
Using fry. You get to a point where you're in awe of a performance, and then there's a point where it touches you in a way that you don't emotionally understand, and it just hits you. This is a special vocalist and a special performance. She sighed into that, and then she just takes you on this journey, floats this note. Listen to this. Oh, That's what I was talking about earlier, where she has the same note, and one of them is this belted, nice natural rasp there as well. As well as that head voicey note that happens on the same one. Now let's talk a little bit about the difference between rasp and distortion. Now, they can be used together with each other. This rasp that she's using here, she's actually letting go of the note a little bit, and that's what's giving her rasp, which is related more to fry than it is compression-based distortion. A note, oh, distorted with compression, false chord, lifting something heavy, then we can actually back off the note while maintaining pitch. Hear the little bits of rasp? It's not quite fried. It's not that. It's right in between. So little disruptions in the chord closure. And we can use these in concert with one another to give us all sorts of different textures over a single note. That's what she's doing here, and that's why it's just so awesome. Her command over these different techniques is masterful. Changes and the way she's navigating these changes, it's just beautiful. Scat.
Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want, you're so very special. Yeah, I wish I was special.
Embracing some yodeling. That's another thing that great vocalists like this always do. They always embrace possibilities with their vocal break. Is what we hear her doing there, essentially, as she's creating different postures and being proud and being goofy and all these sorts of things. Amateur vocalists, aspiring vocalists are all about, how do I eliminate my vocal break? How do I never have a voice crack ever? Great vocalists crack, break all the time. And because they don't shy away from it, because they're not scared of it, they can use it artistically. The minute you are scared of something with your voice, the minute it takes you over and it becomes all your voice is about. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. Embrace the ugly so that you can discover the beautiful, discover the pretty. I had an interview a couple years back now with another American Idol contestant, Chris Daughtry, here on the channel. And he actually said that to me, that he didn't learn how good his voice could sound until he embraced the ugliness in his voice. That's right from the interview. I'll leave that at the end as well. All that manipulation. There's another growl. Epiglottal engagement. That was one of the sneakiest key changes I think I've ever heard. I love how they drew you in with familiarity, a certain degree of familiarity at the beginning of the arrangement, and then they just kept taking you to new places. That was absolutely insane. Insane. More of this. Why aren't there more of these kinds of things released on YouTube? And if you know of more of them, put them in the comments so I can watch them. I mean, there's been a lot in the Japanese music culture recently that has hit me like this, but there hasn't been a lot otherwise. I also love that this is not pitch perfect. If they have used any sort of pitch manipulation, it's not blanket on everything, and they're letting these notes breathe in terms of the pitch range. It sounds very natural. It does not sound artificially manipulated, at least in this section at all. Absolutely stellar and incredible. One of the favorite I think the favorite performance I've ever seen of that song. And one of the best videos I've watched in a while of a cover song. Thank you for recommending this. Again, leave comments, other recommendations of videos that you think would touch me in similar ways. And again, if you'd like help working with your own voice, pulling from inspirations you have from other singers and figuring out what your voice can really do, click that link in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'd love to work with you. Here are those videos I was talking about earlier in this video. See you for more.